You can build a better business, a faster business, even a more efficient business, and still fail to scale because demand keeps coming at you in the wrong shape. This week, I sat down with an owner who has spent decades rebuilding manufacturing businesses from the inside out. And what struck me immediately was this. He has a deeply responsible sense as an operator. He does not stand back and complain. He steps in, he fixes the work, he backs his people, and he keeps building. That mindset built a serious business. Today, it employs 1,591 people. It manufactures shirts, trousers, chinos, and now denim for major retail buyers who need speed, quality, and reliable supply. The factory can move and the people can deliver. The systems are stronger than ever, but the scale-up problem is no longer inside the factory. It sits outside of it. When customer demand is unpredictable, orders come in unevenly, and volume is not planned properly, even a strong operation cannot then run at its best. The capacity stands ready, but growth stays constrained. Margins get squeezed, and the value of the business never fully catches up with the investment in capabilities behind it. What makes the story interesting is how hard this owner worked to earn that capability. He had already learned years earlier that you do not beat global pressure by pushing people harder. You beat it by redesigning the work, better flow, better training, better equipment, less waste, faster throughput, more flexibility on the floor. Then the business had to rebuild again after losing a major customer. Instead of retreating, he and his team doubled down. They focused on what customers buy most often. They built deeper capability in denim. They invested in specialist machinery, cleaner processing, and a system that could respond even faster. So the inside of the business improved again. But demand still did not arrive in a way that fully rewarded that work. To get this issue sorted, I always do a quick scan. Positioning is strong. The business serves a real market with a credible offer. Delivery is strong too. The operation can move fast when volume is there. People are a real advantage. This owner believes in skill and attitudes are the assets that are worth backing. Growth is where the pressure sits because growth needs steadier demand than the market is giving. And value, well, it's effective for the same reason. A strong factory is worth more when its output is easier to plan and repeat. So the issue sits in growth and value, caused by demand quality outside of the business. To fix that, we looked at two options. Option A was to deepen retailer partnerships and secure more planned core volume. Option B was to keep widening the offer and chasing more growth across more channels and more moving parts. A meant more stability, better utilization, and a stronger base for investment. B meant more flexibility, but also more complexity and a higher risk of expensive capacity standing idle. He elected to go with A, not because it's safer, but because it's smarter. This business has already built the machine. The next job is to feed it properly. That brings us to the scale-up principle. If demand is not planned, efficiency will not hold. Ignore that, and scale becomes harder than it should be, growth costs more than it should, and value stays below what the business has actually earned. So here's my challenge to you. Look at the strongest part of your business and ask yourself this. Is it underperforming because the operation is weak or because demand is still arriving in the wrong shape? Hey, if you're building a business with 20 to 200 people and you want practical ideas like this every week, please subscribe and send this to one other owner who needs it and can use it effectively. I'll see you next week.